Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or if you happen to be new here, my name is Jess. I'm bringing a little bit of a different video for you guys. Well, different for me, definitely not different though. I've actually been seeing this going around a lot on BookTube. I most recently saw Jade from Jade Reads do this video, and it was series that she needs to finish, and I was really like just sitting there thinking like, oh man, I'm so glad I'm such a series finisher. I always finish my series. And then I started looking at my bookshelves and I was like, nah bitch, you have like 17 series that you haven't finished. So I wanted to sit down and make a video on all the series that I've currently either read one or two books of, or whatever it may be that I absolutely need to finish. One of these doesn't actually have the last book in the series out yet, but I haven't even read the second one, and I really need to because I liked the first one. I don't know why I do that. I'm sure some of you guys are guilty of it too. You read a book, you read a series, whatever, the first book in it, and you absolutely love it, and then for some reason your attention goes to something completely different. And I did not used to be that type of person, and I don't know if it's because I would only ever buy a book when I finished another one, and that's sort of how my book collection grew. And now I just buy books that sound at all appealing to me. I'll be out and pick up a book, and now I just have so many options of things that I could read, that I want to read. You guys get it. But so today I wanted to sit down and talk to you guys about all the series that I need to finish. This definitely does not include every single one of them. Actually, there are one or two more that I'm not going to mention here, but these are the ones that I really, really want to get around to reading. And yeah, so most of these have finished. A couple of them have not, so I did not include all of the series that I own that are not finished series, just ones that I have already own, already have all of. Why the hell haven't I read them? But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get started because I think I have like six or seven series that I need to talk about today. So the first series that I have here, I have no idea why I haven't finished, because I absolutely love the first one, and that'll be the Foxhole Court by Nora Sakavic. I absolutely love this series. This follows our main character, Neil, and he is kind of on the run from his dad. His dad is abusive, and when him and his mom are running away, his mom actually passes away, and he sort of goes undercover, and then he is kind of drafted into this team. Now the sport that they play is kind of like a mix between cricket and lacrosse, and it's really, really cool. There's a lot of representation. There's like drug use. It's a very, very, very hard contemporary to read, in the sense of the content for it is like every other page you're like, holy shit, I can't believe they did that. So I don't know why I haven't finished this. I really, really like it, and I need to get around to it. Obviously, if you guys have been following my channel or my Instagram, you will know that my goal this year is to finish every single book that I own, not including the new buys that I have, obviously, just the ones that I already own that I haven't finished. And this series is very, very high on the list because I absolutely loved it. I loved it so much that you can see how messed up my cover of this book is. I carried it with me absolutely everywhere. And if you are at all interested in buying this is actually an Amazon exclusive only book. She actually published it through Amazon, and that's where you can find it. But I really, really liked it, and I love, love, love the boys in this book. Now, here's a series I need to get around to reading because I absolutely loved the ending of this book. Now, while I don't necessarily love the author's writing style, I still really love the storyline of this book, and I'm trying to trudge through it, and the more I read people's reviews on it, the more I realize the series just gets better and better. And that would be The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater. You guys know I absolutely hate Maggie's writing style. I don't know why. I find it so convoluted and weird, but I love the storyline for this. I love the characters. I love their friendships, and I want to continue with it. But unfortunately, after having read the first one and loving the ending of the first one, I haven't picked up the rest of them, and I need to, because like everyone I know absolutely loves this series, and I feel like I'm missing out on something. And I'm not going to go too in depth on what it's about because I honestly don't know at this point really what it's about, other than there's a group of boys. Blue is our main character, and then there are the Raven Boys, who are these kind of like rich boys that go to the school near her city, like near her town, and she's like in a family of mediums, and she's kind of used as an amplifier, and the boys are trying to hunt down this long dead king in this place called Caveswater near their houses. And it's so cool and magical, and it's like ethereal, and it gives you these vibes, but for some reason I just wish this was written by somebody else, honestly. Like, I feel terrible saying that, but I'm still really interested in the storyline, so I will continue with it, but I just haven't gotten around to reading any more of it. Now, let's get into books that I've been reading for like 17 months, and that would be The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. I actually had this nice big floppy paperback version that Rhiannon from Crescent Moon Reads actually sent me for Christmas. I have been listening to the audiobook for what feels like 10,000 years, and the thing is, I have read this book before. I had finished this book, and I really hated it when I read it, but I'm listening to it on audiobook, and I don't know if it's the narrator or if I'm just older or I'm in a better mindset or what, but I fucking love this series. I love the characters, I love the world, I love the magic, I love everything about it, and my god, why haven't I finished it? I think I'm about 70% of the way through the audiobook. I just need to take the physical copy with me and just finish it because I really want to get to the Wise Man's Fear. I really need to know what happens in that book. I need to know what happens in the series. However, the third one, God knows when that's going to come out. Alright, now here's a series I've spoken about recently that I need to get around to finishing, which is in my spring TBR, and that would be the Nevernight series, whatever it's called. What is this called? Yeah, whatever. I really need to read God's Grave. I really need to, because the third one comes out this year, and I don't know why I haven't finished it because I absolutely love Nevernight. I'm actually really sad. I tried to get my husband to listen to it on audiobook, and he was really confused and didn't like it and ended up returning the audiobook, and I was so sad because I wanted to talk to him about this. I wanted him to love it as much as I did. I just love the characters. I love that Mia's this like assassin with like a broken past, and she's like, you know, trying to get revenge, and you know, she meets all these cool characters, you know, along the way, and I love Mr. Kindly. He's one of my favorite supporting characters in a book absolutely ever, which is weird because the type of character he is, but I really need to read the second one. I honestly need to get around to it because I love this series so much, and I can't wait for the third one. I already have it pre-ordered, and I'm just so pumped, so hopefully I'll get to God's Grave, hopefully, in April. Now, adding insult to injury, I also need to finish the Lotus IV series by Jade. I have read the first two, so I have read Kinslayer, and I think Endsinger is the second, or is the last one, but I have not finished the series, and I don't know why, because I bought these when they came out. Like, they are so old that the pages on my versions are actually yellow. I've had them for absolutely ever. But this essentially follows a kind of like, I don't want to consider dystopian or even like really sci-fi. I don't know what genre this would fit into, but it follows our main character Yukiko, who is sort of like, she's in a clan that is able to hunt down essentially thunderbirds, and there's like this corporation that runs the world and they want to use them, but it's also like kind of like China Dynasty in a way. Like, there is still like a caste system like that set up. It's a really cool setting. It's really interesting. I love Yukiko. I love all of the supporting characters in this book. I love the aspect of like magic meets like desolate world, you know what I mean, and like China at the same time. It's so cool, and I don't know why I haven't finished it. Like I said, I read the first and the second one, but I think what I'm going to end up doing is actually restarting the first one and just going through the series again as soon as I read God's Grave, because I love Jay's writing style, and I will say Jay's writing style is not as evident in this book. There is a bit of it, but I feel like his sass is kind of a little bit more dumbed down in this book. So if you kind of like Jay's writing but you feel like it's a bit too much sometimes, I would recommend this series. It's a lot easier to digest, I think, as a reader than sometimes, you know, Nevernight and God's Grave maybe, but I need to read this series. I absolutely need to finish it. I've owned it for like 10,000 years. Now, the last series I have on here, I actually took a break from because the second book in the series actually kind of upset me, and that would be Cinder by Marissa Meyer. I've actually read this book 3 times. I read it twice on my Kindle, and then I picked up the physical version of it, and then ended up rereading it and then reading Scarlet. Scarlet kind of upset me because I feel like this was such a strong book compared to Scarlet. Scarlet had a lot of like really like cheesy love stuff. Like, at one point in time there's like people making out on the top of a moving train, and it's very awkward, and like the main character is this like big feral like wolf beast man, and it was so hard to stomach. So I did take a break from it, but I've heard that Crest is a lot better, so I'm gonna get around to finishing it, and I need to finish it because, like I said, I love retellings. Retellings are one of my absolute favorite genres of writing. I like historical fiction, and I like retellings, kind of like seeing things from a different perspective. So I don't know why I haven't finished this. I absolutely need to get around to it. It's like everybody's favorite series. Anyone who's ever read it that I know has personally just absolutely loved it. So I need to get around to finishing it. And I honestly, like, I own the whole series. I own the entire series and like the first set of the comics that they did. And I need to pick up the second one. So I don't know why I'm dragging ass on this, but I need to finish it. Alright guys, so that is a little bit of insight into the books that I have been slacking on, that I need to read, like series that I genuinely needed to sit down and finish. Obviously, this does not include like the Throne of Glass series. It doesn't include ACOTAR. It doesn't include like the Sleeping Giants series, things like that, like books that aren't finished yet. But these are the ones that I own, that I have all of, that I need to sit down and actually take the time to read. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and think about subscribing. But I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!